Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says, like, you're gonna find out, like how I'll handle this. Like, and that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like your publicist wouldn't say this.
Right. But one time walking in the studio, and it was like a small gap, and bleak beans. Everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now. Just flood it, put out a lot of music because 50 Cent is coming.
Behind the scenes, 50 Cent reportedly wanted to include footage and testimony that tied Jay-Z directly to serious wrongdoing connected to Diddy, not rumors, not industry gossip. Allegations involving knowledge, involvement, and cover. Up's 50 Cent later confirmed the footage exists. He didn't deny it, he didn't backtrack. He said straight up that he has it.
And I know, 50, the way you run, this cannot be all that you have. Is there other stuff that you just have not shown?
Yeah, well, everything couldn't make the. It was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot. You had to pick and choose.
According to people close to the situation. The reason that footage matters is because it allegedly shows Jay-Z knew about illegal activity happening around him and chose not to stop it worse. It suggests he benefited from staying silent while others were harmed. That's not just morally wrong, that's criminal if proven in.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty.
Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, backed this up by saying Jay-Z and Diddy were far closer than Jay-Z's legal team later claimed. Not casual friends, not distant business partners, close enough to know what was really going on behind closed doors. And that's where the prison talk comes in. According to these allegations, Jay-Z didn't just miss the signs he allegedly knew, he allegedly stayed quiet, and people around him were allegedly paid off or silenced to keep things buried. That's obstruction territory, that's conspiracy territory, that's prison territory. When Jaguar Wright started saying similar things publicly, her interviews were removed almost immediately. She started speaking out against Jay-Z, and her son was shot and killed.
My son died because he was my son.
He died because of
He
your
was targeted because he's my son.
He
was working on his EP. I bought Philadelphia for him so he didn't have to sign to a company because I knew what it was going to do. He interned at Rock Nation. And they approached him to sacrifice me. I saw his death when he was 19. I moved us here to stop it, to prevent it, to avoid it. They take them anyway to show you what the harm is. Giovanni, his death is why I do what I do.
Clips. Vanished conversations disappeared. The same cleanup happened with the documentary now, though. It seems 50 Cent is exposing the past and allegedly bringing in none other than Jaguar Wright to reveal his history of crimes. The first of which is complicity in the death of Aaliyah. When Jaguar Wright talks about what happened to Aaliyah, she always circles back to one big question. Why was it never properly investigated? Not partly, not quietly, never at all.
It was never investigated. Hype was never questioned. Lenny Kravitz made a statement, and it was never publicized. She was unconscious. She didn't choose to get on that plane. There were phone calls made. There are witnesses who signed NDAs. Why would you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement about a plane crash and what happened leading up to it? Please, someone answer that.
Do you feel like
why the fuck would you need to sign? A nigga don't ask about a plane crash if it was accidental.
Do you feel like
Riddle me that. Riddle me that. Work with me here in this moment.
and I'm gonna ask you,
A plane crash should be accidental.
should be.
Why would any testimony about what happened leading up to it need to be covered under a non-disclosure agreement if there wasn't foul play?
In her mind, NDAs only appear when someone doesn't want the full story told, according to Jaguar. More than 25 NDAs were signed and paid out after Aaliyah's death. She says those agreements covered what people saw, what they heard, and what happened leading up to the flight and again. She asks why then she brings Jay-Z into it.
Carter, now I'm going to ask you, why would non-disclosure agreements need to be signed for an accident?
Okay.
There were over 25 non-disclosure agreements cashed out and recorded regarding the death of that beautiful girl and every other human being that died on that plane with her. What the fuck?
Oh,
What would you need a nigga don't ask for that? And Diddy had Hype Williams the balls. Belly was a money pit.
without question.
And Jay-Z got 10 free videos out of Williams. And Hype didn't work for free.
In Jaguar's view, that wasn't coincidence. She believes favors were exchanged, silence was rewarded. And people who knew things were paid off. That's why she says Jay-Z's name never comes up when Aaliyah's death is discussed publicly.
Think about this. Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who was a victim of Sean Carter. Mary J. Blige, who was a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Allegedly.
Her main point is simple but serious. If everything was truly an accident, there would be no need for secrecy, legal silence, or payouts, and the fact that Jay-Z's career took a major leap forward right after, while questions disappeared, is why she believes his role deserves real investigation after Tupac and Biggie's deaths. The fight for the top spot in rap came down to Nas and Jay-Z, according to Jaguar. Once that happened, everything started breaking Jay-Z's way. She claims Nas slowly fell apart and was pushed out of the spotlight while Jay-Z kept rising album after album, deal after deal. Suddenly, it was all Jay-Z everywhere around that same time. Jay-Z was working closely with R. Kelly. They made multiple records together and even toured together. Jaguar claims they also shared a close connection to Aaliyah. In her words, these weren't separate worlds. They were all connected.
It's all Jay-Z.
It's all Jay-Z. And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all of those records together. They both fucked Aaliyah. They shared so much in common. You know? And then there was a falling out. And that's like it never happened. Whoever talks about best of both worlds, nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about this shit.
Nobody talks about that project.
That nigga swept that smooth under the rug.
Why?
Yeah, we know why.
You know what? I got a better question.
Yeah.
How valuable is a Biggie Smalls verse?
Yeah.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Fucking Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he can live. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse is very valuable. Am I wrong? Does anybody disagree with me?
No, that's facts.
So then what the fuck happened to the commission? What happened to that album?
Right.
It was recorded. It was being mixed and mastered upon Biggie's death. It was supposed to have came out that summer after Biggie's album, because Biggie's album was slated. He died a week and a half before his album came out. Then the commission was supposed to come out, and that was supposed to be his exit from Bad Boy. And then starting his own company. So tell me something. And this ain't me being an asshole. I think everybody that knows Sean Carter knows that he will slump anyone in any relationship for $1.
She also talks about how Jay-Z moved on from people who helped him early on. She brings up Dame Dash and says the way that partnership ended showed how far Jay-Z was willing to go to protect money and control.
You know, like if I'm trying to sell something, him and his lawyers, Alex Shapiro, putting a false lawsuit on me, like, you know, like that, devaluing anything that I have or trying to sell. But, you know, or even down to like, we were selling Rockware, right, for like $400 million or whatever. I was gonna make $40 million. And right before Tommy Hilfiger signs the papers, he makes an announcement saying that he's not f***ing with Rockware, that he's only f***ing with S. Carter. The whole shit up. And I just feel like he did that only because I was going to make $40 million. Like he just couldn't see, like they get so mad if I'm going to make money off them. Like every time I could have made a really big check, he's always stepped in and intentionally f***ed it up. Every time. Listen, don't ask me, ask the rest of the industry. Like, you know, that's why I got the f*** away. I mean, one of the reasons. Like Jay, I like the way I would look at it, like if you could compare him to like a character now, I'd say he's like the Penguin. He's like ruthless like that with his friends or people that help. At least that's how it kind of rolled out.
Then she connects it back to Aaliyah. Jaguar claims Aaliyah's death happened during a time when several careers were shifting. She points out that shortly after Aaliyah died, Jay-Z's world continued to expand while others faded away. She says when you've been in the industry long enough, you start noticing the same name surviving every storm.
Aaliyah died. And then they brought Rich Harrison in, and you know, kind of think it's crazy right now. She liked posing with him in pictures for Page 6. Aaliyah didn't. She fell in love with Dame. And Aaliyah's gone, and you know. You have to start asking yourself questions after being in this business for this long. If you're a halfway intelligent person, when do you start questioning how lucky some motherfuckers keep getting?
Right.
Is it really a conspiracy if the same person keeps benefiting off the same kind of tragedy over and over and over again? So to answer your question, I'm sure he's always going to be a billionaire, and I'm sure he's got great things to happen. I mean, look, he's got the job with the NFL. He's hooking all his friends up with the halftime shows. I mean, think about it. Think about the halftime shows. Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, all Roc Nation. Now Rihanna, and then we had the whole LA thing, which of course he was involved in that, and then they pulled Mary J. Blige off the, you know, make sure she got that money for Kendall, and you know, they had that whole moment, you know, but all he's doing is using his friends and the people that he fucks with, or at least the people that signs his non-disclosure agreements. He keeps getting them the Super Bowl gigs. So I mean, like, he's doing all kinds of stuff, you know, and I do not begrudge him. It's just, if you got to do the kind of things that he's done to get where he's gotten, well, fuck it. I don't want it.
According to Jaguar Wright, the story around Jay-Z and young artists is something people were always afraid to talk about out loud. She says one of the biggest examples is Rihanna. Jaguar claims that when Rihanna first came into the industry, she was still underage. But many people treated her like a full-grown business deal instead of a kid who needed protection. She says this didn't happen by accident. According to her, powerful people around Jay-Z helped move Rihanna through rooms, parties, and situations she should never have been in at that age.
Jaguar Wright explained how Rihanna was sold to Jay-Z at 16 years old. She explained how it was super sketchy that Rihanna got brought to America at only 16 years old without any parental supervision, and how she auditioned for Jay-Z at 3 o'clock in the morning. She explained how it didn't make sense that Rihanna's parents would let her fly by herself after just meeting Evan Roberts all the way to America to meet with Jay-Z in the middle of the night. And she alleged that Rihanna's dad got a $500,000 payout for letting this happen. She alleged since this was all out of the blue, Rihanna would have had to flown on a private plane to get from Barbados to America because she wouldn't have had a visa and her parents were not around with her to fly to America. And Rihanna even explained how Jay-Z would not let her leave until she signed the recording contract, and the label locked her in the office until 3 a.m.
You've gone through some big changes since you've been signed at Def Jam. Can you tell me what are the biggest changes you've gone through from St. Michael's, Barbados until now you being a superstar?
Well, one of them for sure is being away from my friends and family. After growing up around my mom and all my friends for 17 years and then moving to a big city with no one because all my family and friends are still in Barbados. So after moving to a big city with, you know, basically around strangers, that was the hardest thing for me to cope with at first.
Are you lonely sometimes?
I wasn't lonely, but I really do miss my family and my friends.
And a lot of people have speculated this for years about Rihanna because people found it super weird. Right before Jay-Z signed Rihanna, he was working heavily with a 16-year-old Tierra Marie who signed to Def Jam by L.A. Reid. And after a while, there was rumors circulating all over that Tierra Marie and Rihanna actually had a fallout because Rihanna's career skyrocketed and Tierra Marie got let go from Def Jam. And allegedly, Tierra Marie is the Jane Doe that is suing Diddy and L.A. Reid for SA when she was just 16 years old.
Jonathan Hay, who worked in public relations at the time, backs this up with his own experience. He says everyone around Rihanna believed she was older than she really was. She was taken to clubs, events, and industry spaces where ID was required. It wasn't until one night when she couldn't show identification that people realized she was actually only 17 by then. According to Jaguar, it was too late. She claims Rihanna's original team, the people who truly cared about her, were slowly removed. New handlers were put in place, and anyone who asked questions started losing work. Jonathan says this is how the industry silences people without ever saying the word blacklist. Jobs stop coming, doors close, phones stop ringing.
We're almost blacklisted.
Oh no, absolutely blacklisted. They didn't tell you you were blacklisted. It's just the jobs that you used to get easy. All of a sudden there were other people. There was a new direction. There were restaurants you used to eat at that were always sold out. Your table wasn't available. It is the shunning.
Yeah, exactly.
Social shunning. And then when people that you know who you are, start talking about you behind your back in ways that they never did, and all of a sudden their career begins to elevate.
Yeah.
It's social engineering. The sad thing about it is, every last rapper that you said fucked you over also happens to be a government informant.
Yeah.
Why would you think that you had a chance against these people when everything that they do, the government seems to ignore? It seems like they were untouchable because you didn't know that they had a deal.
Right.
They had permission to act like assholes and never have to be accountable for it, or so the government said. So they get to fuck over people like you and people like me, people like Aaliyah, people like Rihanna, people like Lauryn Hill, people like Rakim, people like Nas. You know what I'm speaking.
Yeah. But even back in 2005, when we had spoke to the FBI, I didn't think of her like.
See if you were willing to testify against him, so they would know whether or not they were going to have to move you around.
She also claims Jay-Z shot music, videos in foreign locations where young models were involved, and that powerful connections made sure no questions were asked. According to Jaguar, silence was protected by contracts, NDAs. And Money Jaguar says children and young artists are the biggest victims in the music industry once they sign a contract. They stop being seen as people and start being treated like products. She believes Rihanna was one of them.
Was there at the beginning of her career, who took such great care to get her there. She shouldn't have been stripped from her team.
Right.
From her protection, no different than a rose. They went into the garden and they stripped the thorns and they pulled it out, and they've been ripping petals off piece by piece, year for year.
Correct.
Let's change that.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
For her.
Yeah.
And for every other child, girl like her.
And you know, you're doing. Listen, you're doing the same thing that Dream Hampton did when she laid out the R. Kelly case for the prosecutors to finally, after 20 years, go and charge him.
That. You know, Dream is one of Jay-Z's girls too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the way that
she
she
to do that right.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he wanted to take him out?
Her to do Surviving R. Kelly and Bring In Me Too. Just like he loaned his lawyer Spiro to Tupac's family so that they can get to the bottom of his unalivement. As if he does.
She claims Jay-Z was in positions where he could protect people, and instead people were removed, silenced, or replaced to keep careers moving and money flowing. Anyone who stood in the way, she says, was pushed aside. So here's the thing. Everything 50 Cent has been doing lately, all this talk about exposing Jay-Z, actually goes way back. A lot of it has to do with how Jay treated 50 when he was just starting out in the game. That treatment stuck with him and over time turned into serious resentment. You have to go back about 16 years to get the full picture. 50 was on Tim Westwood's show talking about everything, the beef, the industry, and Jay-Z. At one point, Jay-Z actually came up in the conversation. 50 broke it down like this. Jay-Z came across as calm, safe, and in control, but then he said something really odd.
Yeah, you got him in trouble. See, you got him in trouble because Jay-Z came here.
Because you think it was on this show which put it out there?
Yeah, you did. Because he was saying nothing like that any other place. You know? Do you know him to be aggressive or to start? He said something about me first on your show, Tim.
It must have gone over my head at the time.
Yeah, all right, well, look. What happened is...
What happened?
You was talking to him about the Kanye West.
He was actually sitting where you're sitting right now.
Right. About the Kanye West thing. And I said at that point that Kanye wouldn't have came and took no trophy from me. And Jay goes, let's get it straight. Nobody's afraid of 50 Cent. Let's be clear.
He put it out there.
Nobody's afraid of 50 Cent.
Put it out there random from nowhere.
Yeah, but really he should have been making it clear with you.
Which he didn't.
He didn't make it clear with you that he's not a punk. See, at that point, his safe presentation, he's not identifying with the transition and difference and the perception of Jay-Z. Now he's really safe, and people feel comfortable with him because they know he's not going to do anything inappropriate or try not to is inappropriate. Meanwhile, when he's saying he's not afraid of 50 Cent, why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z?
It was random at the time.
Yeah.
Came from nowhere.
He probably didn't mean it.
How did you feel about it?
It was interesting. It just was something to address because it was public. If it was something that was being said behind the scenes, I would have probably said, well, anybody that would openly be afraid of somebody would be a complete punk where I'm from.
50 went on to explain the bigger picture internationally. There was no competition. His records had sold millions. He had global reach. But Jay-Z, even with all the hype in America, there was a real difference in energy, skill, and impact. Jay-Z had built a reputation as the safe, smart, strategic player. People trusted him. They felt comfortable around him. But for 50, that calm exterior hid something that had always bothered him. The way Jay-Z handled himself while 50 was still grinding.
His look, like his presentation, is really safe. Even the glasses. What do glasses represent? Intelligence, right? A nerd, maybe? 4 eyes. What are some of the things that come along with you being a nerd? Like, don't hit a guy with 4 eyes. He doesn't want any trouble. Makes you more approachable, doesn't it? Alongside the past, the Beyonce past. I'll be honest, I mean, Tim, you're aware of international. You are like flex here. I've always said that. I always felt like that, right? And there ain't never been no 50 Cent Jay-Z conversations questioning whether there was a competition between the two of them.
So Jay-Z recently said something crazy about he said nobody's scared of 50 Cent.
I think he would have done that if that was 50 Cent. No one's scared of 50 Cent. I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
I think it was kind of taken out of context a little bit, but what do you think about it?
I don't think it was taken out of context. No, I think the guy who was talking to him made him feel like a punk. You see what I'm saying? So he had to say, yo, nobody scared of 50. Let's get this clear. Nobody is scared of 50. You know, but I'm not the issue. Him making you feel like a punk is the issue. And at the end of the day, I look at it and people don't assess themselves. Even really intelligent people. Jay's a smart guy. You know what I'm saying? He'll analyze other people and other things that they're doing and not actually look at what's happening to him and his transition and difference. But his actual, right now, he's in a real safe space. He created this real safe aura. This is why people walking on the stage and why shit is happening like that. A lot of it wouldn't have been like that if he actually dealt with his issues himself. See, he's a piece of work, man. He always put somebody in front of him. When Jada came for him, he put Beanie in front of him. And Beanie went back and forth with Jadakiss. When Cam came for him, he put True Life in front of him. And they went back and forth. And he just didn't compete.
Him and Alicia are supposed to be doing a song again at the AMAs, but they're going to have like 20 security members on the stage making sure nobody bum rushes the stage.
Makes sense.
That's crazy. I think everyone was kind of like just going crazy that night anyway at the MTV Awards.
Yeah, but that's not... Nah, everyone wasn't. They just felt... You gotta feel comfortable enough to do that. Like, see, don't get fucked up. I'll fuck up. You do some shit like that, and I'll fuck up. Let me go on record with that shit, because I ain't really with all that dumb shit. I think everybody already know that. And they know, like, they already know. Especially when I walked up there, no matter how hot your record is, she'd enjoyed that shit from the seat, like everybody else. Like, yo. Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't have walked up there, you know fucking better. Like, it's not that comfortable when I'm around. You know I'm coming with something that can make the response right away if they do something crazy. Right? How you gonna be doing what I'm doing and be comfortable if you ain't got no...
And that's why 50 Cent keeps going after Jay-Z. Even years later, it's not just a rivalry for the spotlight, it's about calling out the games Jay played, the power moves, and the way he treated people who were trying to make it in the same world. It just so happens that Jay-Z also seems to have done some terrible stuff. What do you think will happen? Let us know in the comments.